Good evening, everybody. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have...
Hi, I'm Punk. I'm playing Ariel Arclight, the fighter rogue monk, human guy.
That's you, Matthew.
It's me next. I wasn't paying attention to the thing. I was looking at my character sheet. I'm Matthew, and I'm playing Clever Stitch, the Jabexi Arcane Archer.
Does not compute. I'm Pixie. I'm playing Fable Frost, the Ice Genasi Phoenix Soul Sorcerer with a splash of Bard.
Eid Mubarak! I'm Meg, and I'm playing Kenzie Wild, the human gunslinger.
And I'm Andrew Day, and the Mariko Aoki phenomenon is why you have to poop when you go in a bookstore.
Oh,
I saw that same TikTok.
Thank you.
very cool.
I was waiting to see if Meg made a joke, because if she didn't, I knew I had to fill the role.
I'm wishing people happy.
Oh, she's gonna kill you now.
Sounds
I mean, I was going
good.
to anyway. It's on
No,
my
I mean in real life.
Oh.
I'm not talking about character choices anymore.
I've been building to that. That's fair.
We've discussed it.
I'm working on that. Real quick, everybody, go around the table. Tell us where we can find you on the internet. Go for it.
Sure, you can find me at thejunkgeorgeshore.com. All of my affiliates are there, where I usually DM. And if you want to see me play fighting games, I'm jvelez1199 on Twitch, and I play a lot of Street Fighter.
Nice. I'm not online other than here, so check out Rep.
Sounds good.
I am Chaos Pixie Magic on all platforms. I do cozy variety streaming and questing games over on my channel, and my stream anniversary is this month. I'm gonna be doing like a subathon, all the things. Fuck you! I can't give myself a shout out.
I got it.
Rude. I spelled Velez wrong. It's fine.
Yeah, but that's okay. I was gonna let you know about that. Meg, where are you at?
I'm right here. I'm also at Pearl of the Swamp on Twitch.
Nice. Andrew?
We're playing through some Diablo, bitches.
Nice. You can find me starting in June, so in a month. We're starting up campaign 2 on Easy to Spell, where I am the DM. You can also find me recently playing a lot of Sea of Thieves on one of my buddies' streams. That's Forgiven Truth. I know we don't have a shout out for him. Most of my friends are Pirate Legends, and I don't care. So we've really just been creating chaos on the seas.
There you go. We got
Played
you.
that game once. I had so much fun. I need to play it again.
They've
now that I
added-
have a controller.
They've added a ton of content recently. Like,
I just don't
there's
wanna play
so
it
much to
alone.
do.
Like, I don't want to play it alone, and the person I was playing it with, his computer has given up on it, so I stopped playing after that one night. I'm like, oh.
I'll invite you the next time we're on. We're usually short like one person. We've got 4 of us that play pretty regularly, but
I'll start practicing.
you do not need to.
Our,
I do.
Real quick, we want to say thank you to our sponsor for this show, over at Norse Foundry. There it is. Enter the promo code REPRPG, REPRPG, get you 15% off your entire order. Just burning through these tonight. There was one more thing I was gonna... Oh, are we gonna try to... Do we want to talk about tomorrow night, Pixie?
Yeah, we're gonna try. Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow night we're gonna try...
We are going to
Well,
attempt to bring back Gloomhaven.
we can't both do the button.
The plan is to... Oh, we lost Justin. There it is. Sorry, you froze. The plan is to bring back Gloomhaven starting tomorrow night. We are hoping. So if you are one of our local Gloomhaveners, message us in Discord, because right now the plan is just me and Cody. We have room for 4. So preference is always given to other streamers, because we know we can see your faces and hear your voices really clean. So come on down and play some Gloomhaven with us, because we've missed it a lot.
Yeah,
Fucking
and
lot.
there are gonna be nights where I'm gonna have to give Pixie the laptop that has the Gloomhaven on it, because I may have stand-up nights on Tuesdays occasionally. So, somebody asked, I think it was Tristan asked the other day, like, people asked when I was day streaming, what happened to Gloomhaven? And I think Andrew's line was, Elden Ring came out. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And then I thought about it, I was like, oh, and I started going to to open mics on Tuesday. That was also
and well,
a
and when
big
your
thing.
class was on Sundays,
Yeah.
you and I only had one night off a week.
Yeah.
We had one night off a week because Sundays took that night, and Thursdays we were doing something else. Whatever it was. So I was working, like there was bullshit going on. So like we got busy, and then we were like, you know what? It's time. We've missed it. It's fun.
Yep.
It's a good time. My work schedule has shifted to the point where I'm no longer working at the crack of dawn on Wednesday mornings because fuck that. So I can stay up late and play a game that makes me want to murder people.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Murder game.
Yay! Speaking of which, let's play some D&D.
Let's do it. Oh, D&D Beyond will soon join Wizards of the Coast. On or after May 18th, your account will transfer to Wizards. Here's what you need to know. Somebody remind me to learn what I need to know later.
It's nothing. It's literally just that they are the ownership of your personal information now instead of D&D Beyond. That's literally it.
Yeah. Well, good
I
on
already read
them.
it.
All right.
Have we long rested?
Yeah.
Thank God me at my 39 hit points because of your girlfriend, Kenzie.
Yeah, first of all, she's not my girlfriend. We don't really like labels. Second of all, talk shit, get hit? I don't know.
Didn't talk anything. Refused to lay down and be executed like a fucking coward.
They're gonna execute you. She's just gonna put
had
you
no way
in a
of knowing
box.
that. She said lay down execution style. What the fuck was I supposed to think?
She didn't say execution style. There was
She
no
did.
executing.
Cody said the word execute.
I think you just heard it.
Cody said the word execute. You
With
did.
his eyes.
with his mouth.
When Tristan hears this, he's going to go dig in and try
Tristan,
to
go
find
to the tapes.
Tristan,
Justin was the
Tristan's
most
at
recent
work.
one to watch the episode. Did I say execution, Justin?
I don't remember execution. I remember keep your ankles over each other and put your hands behind your back.
it
Yeah.
pretty much felt like she was just gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah, no.
She was gonna hog tie you. He said capture.
It definitely
Oh, yeah.
felt like she was gonna
Nothing.
murder me.
I definitely went to hog tie as well. I was like, well,
Howdy. We're bringing some real chaotic energy to the table today, so I
Always.
hope you're ready. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is.
Speaking of
I already
chaotic,
have agita.
my
pin of
girlfriend
the
didn't.
month this month is
My-
our chaotic spooky.
My girlfriend didn't say. She didn't say execution style. She said head down, ass up. That's what she said.
Girlfriend.
Oh.
You didn't look who it is.
Well, I can't remember her name. So I'm gonna call her
That bitch.
So the relationship is off to a great start.
absolutely.
They don't
Listen,
talk much.
You don't need to know names if all you say
Me
is
too.
fuck yes, harder daddy.
I
You don't
mean-
really need to know names.
See, she gets it. She
I
gets
do.
it.
I do.
Her name is Daddy. That's all I know. That's all I
Daddy
need to
knows
know.
no gender. It's a state of mind.
Mm,
Oh
Yes,
no,
Cody?
that did not sound good.
hey,
Do we need to vamp?
I'm gonna vamp. I'm gonna try to not pull an Andrew, and
Oh no, someone
destroy
spilled a
stuff.
drink.
We will vamp for you while you fix that.
Thank you,
Extra
sir.
power supply now.
Vamp.
There we go. Go for it.
So just
We go back to talking about where DC cities are, because I'm curious about Star City. Is that supposed to be like San Diego then?
that
Ooh,
feels no.
that's a
Star
great-
City is
like
supposed to
California.
be. It is supposed to be in California, I think. I think it's supposed to.
When we start talking about what it feels like, and this is not to go again. I agree with you. I always thought Gotham was New York, and I thought that what's it called? Metropolis was Chicago.
Agreed.
See,
So
I
the
always
fact
thought
that-
Metropolis
Yeah, I've
was
always-
New York City.
Same.
Is that both coastal?
But they are both. They were both originally based in New York City because the authors at the time, when the height of the beginnings of comic book was happening, they were in New York City when they wrote them, and they were writing what they knew, and they were writing heroes that were supposed to be relatable to the average person. One of the reasons the Superman series was able to take off the way it was because they were writing things that the locals somehow found themselves enjoying anyway. Despite the fact that it wasn't supposed to be a popular genre, a popular book, a popular story, they were writing something about an immigrant in a city made up of immigrants right outside Ellis Island that had these powers and could save the day from all of stuff that was already happening in real life New York. Originally, Gotham and Metropolis were both supposed to be New York City
I will
because
say.
that is the audience they were writing them for.
I will say, Bruce Wayne does have really big Jersey Kid energy.
He really does.
Wow.
He has like the Catskills energy. Like when you go upstate in the Catskills,
Yeah,
like,
right.
Oh, he's very much the Hamptons.
Yeah.
yeah. No,
I don't-
there's no like super like fancy places in New Jersey. I always,
San
like I said,
Francisco. San
I always
Francisco
felt New
is dark.
Jersey was bloody.
It is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, which makes sense. But,
However,
but again, the stuff that makes sense isn't necessarily what
Right.
it is. That
because-
makes sense.
so DC's other home to fake tales of San Francisco's Green Arrow's hometown,
Oh, Star City?
Starling City. Starling City.
No.
But Star City in the comic mythology, a port city located somewhere on the west coast of the United States. In the Superman crossover, Star City had been replaced by Boston. While earlier references to its comic book location had suggested both Connecticut and somewhere in the region of the Great Lakes. To make the matter more complicated, an on-screen map that appeared in an episode of Arrow suggested that Star City was actually Des Moines, Iowa. Even though the show has repeatedly talked about the city being on the
That-
western seaboard.
That
Fuck
nebulous
you.
area of Boston and the Great Lakes. Can't
Remember
point
being from
any.
Boston though helps with my
They-
head casting of Matt Damon as like grizzled Green Arrow when Ben Affleck was
Oh.
Batman.
Yeah.
Matt Damon. Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "You have failed this city, you wicked asshole."
I feel like Commissioner
Bastard.
Gordon as a Boston kid makes more sense than anyone else. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like
I don't know how many
Commissioner Gordon.
cigarettes do they smoke in Boston? Because James
Feel
Gordon
like-
is just all of them.
All of them.
Yes, correct. Like I'm sorry, I can see that flavor in the Batverse just really
Yeah.
cranking things up a notch.
Can't stand the fucking Gotham Yankees, but fuck them.
Cody, your computer still seems to be on. You're
It
a step
is.
ahead of me.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
It is on. It is running. No big deal. I mean, the computer's way over there, but it was all the monitors and electricity and everything else that was definitely
fair.
up for grabs for a moment.
I think Pixie just sneezed and broke her neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely
no.
moved a disc.
Oh.
So I have a pinched nerve in my neck right now, and I've had it for like over a month now. And it was starting to heal, and then it stopped again. And now allergy season has hit like a boss. And so coughing and sneezing, Cody and I are both getting allergy stuff, makes everything spasm up and be terrible. So every part of me hurts now, and I can't turn my head. It'll be fine, it'll pass. Everything has just seized the fuck up. Yay.
Okay. Well, now that all that's happened, let's try to play D&D, shall we?
Oh, you get a moment for your computer and I don't get a moment for my injury?
Okay.
I was teasing.
Don't worry, we can sit in silence.
Yeah?
It's fine. I'm kidding! I'm obligated to be a shithead because I haven't been here in so long!
But you're the new kid now, okay?
Fight me! That means I get to have new kid chaos energy. Fight me!
Oh. Pulls off.
That was an option?
Pulls out the list of how many times Stitch has died and adds another one. I haven't yet. No, give it a second.
So, our adventure when last we left off was ending in the Feywild. You guys had cleaned up after the recent battle for the Winter Spire, and you saw the dawning of the sun for the first time in an Eladrin age, as the time of the fairy courts came to a close. No longer would the Mabs, Titania, and Oberon, and assorted others rule over the Feywild. And in that explosion of chaotic magic, those of you that are in tune with magic, could feel a shift as that chaos ripples out and across everything, as it were. You all also had met Ganefrian and his sister Miski. Two of the Duskwoods that had negotiated arms deals with the Mab to bring flying ships to bear during the final battle, instrumental in bringing down the magically lifted ziggurat, the Great Pyramid, which spilled forth the choking sands and all of the undead that came along with them. And of that, Nefrian and Treasure, who had awayed from their arranged marriage day, bringing news of of Treasure's family and how the Disborn wing of the Duskwood family was holding them in contractual hostage, essentially, for breach of contract. And so you all have agreed to travel to the elemental plane of fire, to the city of Brass, where the Duskwoods make their home, as part of Treasure's obligation, and also to explore these elemental ships being created within the city of Brass and the Genasi, who seem to be instrumental in their operation beyond what is a normal airship, right? From what you guys understand, communication with the elementals within the vessel is key to the operation of most elemental ships, but the Genasi, due to their lineage, does afford a greater control and more precise manipulation of the vessels. And as such, they are essentially definitely bonded to and forced into service with the ship. Do you all have any last goodbyes or anything like that you guys would like to say or do before you join the Duskwoods in venturing to the plane of fire?
So before we got on the ship for the last piece, yes, I would like to, before I leave, find Burkhard,
Okay.
my compatriot and essentially brother, and just want to say this isn't goodbye. This is just simply see you later. I have to see how far this goes.
No, I understand. If you need somebody to watch your back, I'm always here. Likewise.
Don't do anything like dumb, like dying when I leave, all right? Because I need you to come back, and I got to tell you all about my trip.
Yeah, well, that means you got to come back, so.
It's on the list.
Good.
Just immediately just going to bear hug him.
Absolutely. Yeah, big backslappy man hug with the thumps and the I'm not crying, you're crying.
And then before I leave, I'm just going to punch him really hard in the arm and then just book it. And then last thing I would like to do is I'd like to find Elodie before I leave and thank her as well for showing up. Like, eventually I'm sure I could find her. And
you do.
Just
absolutely, yeah. Roll me a percentile, please.
A percentile, okay. 13.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not a good sound.
Okay. Um. Yeah, you do find Elodie, and you know that her and her the saboteurs, the Royal Eyes, that had been under her service were stationed first as scouts and then as like behind enemy lines, like deep um, dangerous foes. And when you find her and begin to catch up, you can tell that she is. Make an insight check, actually. You have advantage.
Ooh, I'm good at those too. 27.
Okay. Even as she's you find her, you can tell that she's been crying and in some very real ways she is in shock. And this is after the celebratory party.
Mm-hmm.
During which you had, you guys had you had the opportunity to celebrate, but now that the adrenaline of victory is worn off, now that the exuberation of success has come to a close, you begin to piece together, just from small things that she says, some of what happened. And it seems like her unit, perhaps more than most, had, because they were focused on the priests that were able to continue to raise dead, raise mummies, that she ended up probably fighting a lot more of her own people than she expected or was prepared for.
I'd like to eventually just kind of go, you know what we haven't done in a really long time that I miss all the time?
What?
Can we just go for a walk like we used to? You don't have to hold my hand. It's very sweaty and clammy, chapped and gross.
She, before you've even finished, she grabs your hand and snakes her other around your arm, almost as though she is hugging it. That sounds lovely.
I could stay with you, with the rest of your people. I mean, I know I'm not the best ninja. I never really was. But I don't want to lose you again.
I don't want you to lose me either. I have I don't know. Business, maybe. In Karnath. Something. And this was. I don't have the words for it. But need to find some sort of, I don't know, answer. Because Arclight, what I saw out there, that can't be it. Not for you, not for me, not for any of us. I mean, I've seen undead. We've all seen undead. But that was something different. I desperately want to say yes. I want you to come with me. I want you to. But I need you to know I am going to do anything and everything I can to make sure that we don't meet the same end. And the way she says it, I would like you to make a history check with advantage.
Okay. Ten.
You're not sure necessarily what she's talking about, but you know two things. You know, Elodie has suffered a lot of loss in her life, so it makes sense that this continues to hit her. Karrnath is the nation in Eberron that during the last war, the Emerald Claw, Church of the Emerald Claw, or Cult of the Emerald Claw, depending on who you ask, set up, and undeath was instituted as a like state mandated practice. Karrnathi soldiers serve even after death, and you know that she spent as a spy master a lot of time looking for weaknesses and root causes and things like that. This is kind of just a continuation of her obsession with it. But what really stands out is the way she talks about having business in Karrnath. That's not the type of solution she's looking for. But you do vaguely remember something about a dragon mark of death, rumored to be in Karrnath, and you can piece together that that's what she's going to look for.
So when do we head to Karrnath?
After our walk.
Perfect. I just like to spend as much time with her because I know that the minute I turn my back, she's not gonna be there.
Yeah. And you do. You do. So you have a choice. If Arclight can, we can roll a perception check and see if he notices her leaving when the time comes and is appropriate. If Arclight wants to go with her on that adventure, you are welcome to. I trust your ability to roll a new character in short order. I know that was not the plan, but I do believe in being, in being true to what the character would want to do, even if it is just to stop her. So the idea is that she's going to try to go find some hand Lazarus pit, to put it in comic book terms, to some very dangerous form of immortality, And it is also perfectly acceptable for Arclight for her to abscond without him following, and she will leave a note on the end table there, explaining what she's doing and why she's doing it, and that is also very acceptable, and I think a good chapter for their continuing saga. I am perfectly content in either direction. I want to make sure that is clear. This is about the story that Arclight and you would like to tell.
Okay. I feel like I got to do the perception roll first.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. Uh, 25.
25. Okay. Give me just a moment.
He perceives all.
He perceives most. She's also very
Really?
stealthy.
She is very
Last week would have gone completely differently if Arclight had been there.
correct.
Like,
That is
like,
correct.
you and you and you and you.
Would have been like, are we all hanging out? What are we doing?
What do you mean all? Oh shit.
Where's everybody going? What are you guys doing?
Kiss.
Let me find the stat block I was using for her, which stupid Cody should have been having that out a while ago. My B, boys, my B. Luckily it is relatively easy to come across. There we go. So, you rolled a 25?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, do you want to roll it or do you want me to roll it? She has a plus 14 to stealth.
Jesus. That's my perception mod.
Yeah.
Jesus
We
Christ.
we pair each other so well.
Yep.
I'll roll for it.
Go for it.
She got a 19.
Total?
I rolled a 5. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. So you do hear her leaving in the middle of the night. You don't know when, but she had written the note, and she is, it's. I always think of in movies when people like leave a note on the dresser table and they're like trying to get it just right. You don't want to like just drop it there. Like you want them to see it, but you don't want it to be like super so like she's going through that process.
Mm-hmm.
So it is up to Arclight. He can let her like
Pretend like you sleep. Just pretend like
yeah,
you sleep.
he can pretend like he's asleep and let her go, or he can follow her out the door.
I'll just after a few moments of her trying to rearrange, I'm gonna gently just kind of grab her wrist and just kiss the inside of it, and I'll say in Thieves' Camp, "I love you. Find me when you're done." And I just rub the inside of her wrist before I let go.
She'll wipe the tears from her face, and sort of run her thumb across your lips, so you taste her sadness, and say, "I love you too. You know where I'll be."
You better go before I make you stop going. So
Yeah, and she walks out the door.
And I just stay up the rest of the night, just staring at the ceiling of nothing I can see.
Yeah. The note is written on heavyweight paper, and the you can tell that the impressions are deep but not filled with ink. That it is a inked note for someone else to read, but only someone as sensitive would notice that there's a, I guess like the opposite of Braille, indented in it for you. All right. Anything else before we leave the Feywild? Last chances, last looks, folks.
No, I'll immediately pair up with Talon in the morning.
Okay.
We'll just go. Where are we going?
All right. Go ahead.
Going to the City of Brass, I believe.
I've never been to a city of brass. That sounds fascinating.
Yeah, going to be interesting. Light clothes. I do want to see just. I know this is counting since we played out most of the day, I think, but I do want, if possible, there's 2 scrolls. If I am able to get either one of them, either modify memory or pass wall. Realizing either one would be very useful with the group that we're in.
You can record both of them. Are you asking the group or me?
I would have to buy them.
Yeah.
That's their rare scrolls, so I don't know how much those would be.
Get them. We'll find the money. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can. How much is a rare scroll usually run?
Rare items are 500 to 2,500 gold.
You can absolutely afford that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and that's, I think me alone would be able to afford 1 or 2, just depending on what the price is.
Yeah, so it's going to be 1,300 per scroll. 1,300. So yeah, but
yes, I've got that on my own.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, with the entirety of the court's searchings at your disposal, that you can absolutely find those spells to record them in there. So, yep.
Perfect.
Okay. You all board the Sly as the great dimensional gateway is opened from the Feywild to the elemental plane of fire. And even just the ship transitioning and the little bit of air that coats each of you and comes around the ship, right? Even with the elemental of air sort of whipping around this and preserving your ability to breathe and all of those fun things, the sudden shift in temperature from cold to hot, from extremely cold to extremely hot, it's almost it is extremely uncomfortable. And the like static electricity that comes off of you, the air shifting, it's almost like a those it's like a heat lightning storm, right? When the air suddenly when like those two pressure systems, there's no rain, there's not enough moisture for there to be rain, but just the huge burst of difference is like across your skin, across the surface of the ship, across everything. There you can feel this electricity. Everything is standing on end. There are these like little sparks and shocks of lightning that are kind of bursting around. And as the ship passes into the elemental plane of fire, I mean, we're talking like a 200-degree Fahrenheit shift from like inside to outside. Like it is -50 to like 150. Like it's ridiculous. So you all are there. You are feeling this tremendous change, and across the plains of fire, these craggy, rocked red surface that comes bursting with phosphorus and gouts of flammable gas and methane, ethane. The smells constantly are assaulting. There's always sort of a dense chemical smell, and but it's mixed with the like burning of ash, of the sickening bitterness of like burning hair, but also the earthy charcoal of like woods and like hickories sort of perfume the area. The soar wood that the ship is made out of, even being coated and you know, warded against fire for the elemental that is within it, even that, just bits of the ash that flake off of it create an aroma across your skin. If you were dressed for the cold weather before, you are rapidly pulling clothes off now. It is. I would like all of you to make a Constitution saving throw, just for the weather shift.
25.
7.
Oh no!
15.
23.
27.
Nice. 15 is the DC. So, Talon, this sudden shift has you feeling exhausted. You're gonna take 1 level of exhaustion. Not immediately, but it's I don't know, man. When it's real cold or hot outside, and I keep going in and out, like I'm suddenly like, God, I can't. I'm real tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the teleport jet lag plus the weather shift.
Kenzie would notice that, and she's gonna pull out a flask from her belt and hand it to him. It's the decanter of endless water, but it's been changed for Kenzie, so just he has water to drink to sort of help mitigate.
Thank you. That's Talon is like stripped to the waist. The belts that like wrap around his robe are like it's hanging just off the back of those. The shirt's tied around his waist, and he is thin. He's 6'3", but only like 150 pounds. So he's like skin and bones, and he's just like, and he just points it at himself. What's the step down from geyser on the command word? Is just like standing on the bow of the ship trying to get whatever hot breeze there is, just air, and just
She's gonna like take her handkerchief off and wet it and put it around his neck.
Thank you very much. This is something else.
I'm so sorry. Is Talon doing the flash dance?
No, he just pointed it at
Okay.
himself
Okay.
and just went geyser.
Okay,
Just-
all right.
No, you coward. He is now doing the flash dance.
I was
okay?
just checking. I wanted to make sure.
On the chair, arched back, everything.
And I will say, because this is the first time anybody's seen Talon without his shirt off, the tattoos on the back of his hand with the eyes and the line that ran through them, like up into his sleeve, those lines kind of meet up with more that start on his arm until that same tree that's woven into the robe that he wears is tattooed down his back. Just all of those intricate lines that come and twist together, forming the trunk of the tree.
While that is happening, Clever Stitch, you are a static puffball.
He has
Absolutely.
been in the plane this whole time. He's just been waiting
It's-
for us. It's so long.
You can come. Where are you coming from? From beneath the ship? You up on the bow? Are you where do you want to be? But we haven't seen you in a minute, so I want you to acknowledge the static.
Oh no, I'm aware. I was just gonna let it. I didn't want to interrupt.
No.
But he's static. He's I think the teleport happened. The shift of everything happened, and he was on the deck of the ship or whatever, and just immediately puff, because he's this snow leopard tabaxi. So his fur just fluffed, and he was oh no, oh absolutely not, and immediately fled to within the ship, where hopefully there will be some haven of vaguely cold air left, that he can go try not to overheat in. And that is the only reason why he did so well on his con save. It's because he was immediately back to the cold. Where can I find some cold? What is happening? And he's just down there trying to flatten his fur back to normal.
Kenzie's gonna follow him down and just... Is that you?
What?
Stitch, I'll be damned. I thought you died.
I would never.
Oh my shit. All right. God, you look like hell.
I mean, with the temperature like this and the static, yeah, any of us would be. It's
Boy,
been a long time.
It has been. I'll tell you what. Between you and Princess out there, it's gonna be hot. You think you can handle this?
I will make no promises, but I will certainly try.
Does he have his new bow on him?
Yes, he
Do
does.
we know how the two of them fucking know each other?
Not yet.
We do.
I love this.
They're lovers.
I always suspected.
She does like
Dun
pussy.
dun dun.
So, that shit, is that new? She's just gonna grab his bow.
What are you doing? And
Nice.
yeah, it's a I don't remember if we ever specifically decided, but because I was just doing the
Is it the Frostbrand?
no, I went with I will find out what the details were that I went with in our DMs, but it's like this it's white wood.
Yes.
That has you can even just holding it as you get a little bit closer to it, there's this weird cold just almost like a bubble of cold around it as you go to reach for it, and as you touch it, it almost, because you're wearing gloves, yeah, or have you degloved because it's hot? You're muted, but I think you.
Aesthetic
Yeah.
going on with the gloves.
You so you can feel the leather of your gloves almost starting to stick to it a little bit as you, and your fingers are really as they wrap around it, you can feel the cold, and they already start to go a little bit numb and cold just
shit.
touching it.
She'll toss it.
Oh, thank you. And you can see that he wields it, and it doesn't seem to affect him in the same way. Just
Shame. Now would be the right time for that.
truly. But yeah, and he will put it back. Yeah, well, it was a minute ago now, but I haven't really had cause to use it.
Right.
So I had other things to tend to while you all mummied.
Right. Sure. Well, it's good to see you, Fluffball.
Yeah, you too. Are are you planning to stay around for a while, or?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes,
all
well, I
right.
paid up in advance, so I'm here for a while at least.
Man, you're getting paid.
Yeah, and she's gonna point to the boat. Looks like you are too, Fran.
No, I had to. That was like other stuff. That wasn't from Saride.
Well, yeah, but well, it's not like she can use the money.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And he's just gonna. This poor cat has been poor since day one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta suck. All right, well, yeah, she's just gonna sit and sort of catch
Yeah,
up.
yeah, we're
Well,
just
but-
gonna catch up for a little bit.
Yeah, shoot the shit.
Hell yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, Clever Stitch, if you want to, anything that is frost themed, really magic weapon wise, why don't you send me what your wildest dreams are? Because you grew this, we've been teasing it for a level or two even before you took your hiatus. So yeah, man. What
You got it.
You send me your wildest frosty dreams, and let's see what it'll do.
You got it, my dude.
All right, cool. But I think we did talk about shifting out the quiver of.
Yes, that is no longer in my inventory.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can keep it for the like as a quiver of Alona, just for the
Sure.
ammunition, but the rapid attack is the
Yep.
is the game breaker there.
You got it.
Cool. As you guys sail across the open air in the plains, Miski has done a solid job of avoiding you all, and but it is very clear that there are a number of her agents on the ship that definitely keep an eye on each of you. It is not a long journey, a couple of hours across the plains. You can't teleport directly into the city of Brass not with a ship this size, especially. And it doesn't even travel into the city proper. There are some towers that have been built along one of the outer walls. We'll call it a northern wall, even though north, south, east, and west don't exactly make sense here. It is a grand airship, like shipping yard, right? It is a very tall, very wide, very large tower, massive, and you can see that it is attached to a shipyard where these ships are in various stages of construction. There are some teleportation gates that are near there, not quite large enough for the ship to teleport through, but mostly for moving the necessary like woods and materials and things from different prime material planes. The tower itself serves as a like space needle, right? The ships dock at different points, at different heights. The Sly slips into one of these smaller bays, let's call it, and you all are greeted with a crew. And as you all are on the deck watching, right there on the dock, as you guys as the ship is being tied off and the elementals are being powered down, you hear from excuse me. You hear from the dock calling out up in anyone speak Infernal? Okay. So Arclight, you hear in Infernal. What ho! Miski, only survivor back. Told you, lads. Pay up. And she'll come running to the edge and look back over the edge. And you can see she's very excited. And she kind of waves. And she's like, ha! As you know, I'm always a safe bet. And coming up behind her is Gnefrian, who has taken time to really make himself presentable. Gone are the artificer's robes. Gone is the artificer's armor. Only thing that maintains is his right hand. Has the gauntlet still on it, very fine sort of electricity laden gauntlet. But his hair has been braided and pulled high and tight around his horns, his tiefling horns that swoop back across his head, very sort of stately. He's donned a like the Commodore's coat that was given to him. It is laden with finery. This is not practical clothing for battle or for artificing or adventuring or really anything. This is very clearly like fine dress. And as he comes up behind Miski very slowly in walking, you hear him yell at them, "Betting against me again, Gazir." Like, well, you lost your ship, so I made some money. Right. But I found my bride. You didn't, did you? And, Gazir, you're joking. Miski shakes her head and sort of interjects, "No? Who would have thought?" And you can hear, even those of you that don't speak Infernal, which is a very harsh language anyway, you can definitely, it is not quite serpentine, but it is harsh and yet smooth, right? It's very, it's got a lot of guttural, but it does sort of drip with a poison that comes with it. But even in Lost in the Translation, you can pick up the how to put it, the sass that Miski has. She's like, "Oh no," and Gnefrian chimes in. He goes, "I sent word ahead." Like, well, I suppose father and mother were hedging their own bets as to your success. Well, it'll be good to see their approval in person. Absolutely, absolutely. And you hear from one of the other ones, "I told you, Gazir. Now you owe me." And between the two brothers, Gazir and one whose name is Garmanos, you'll pick up just sort of in conversation. Bursting between them as soon as the gangplank is put down is another sister who just bursts through them and comes running up and jumps and gives Gnefrian a hug. And you can tell immediately she is the youngest, for sure. She's probably in just out of her teens, late teens, and gorgeous. She is, if Miski is Louisa, then this is the flower girl, right?
Isabella.
Isabella. Oh, saw it once.
So did I.
I know the reference. All right, it's Yeah, but I don't have a focused lecture hall on it, so. She hugs Gnefrian. You can tell she's so excited that that Gnefrian specifically is alive. And she embraces Miski, but you get the feeling that the sisters don't get along quite as well. And introductions begin for Treasure. And for the most part, they seem to be going very well, very politely. And you all can immediately pick up, I'm not going to make you roll for it, that they are very good. If they don't actually like her, they are very good liars. They are very good performers. Just no truly genuine compliments. Not even like sort of the back, oh, I love your earrings, they're so provincial, right? Not even like, it's not even that. Like, they can detach in a way that even like Miski seems to be the least socially proficient of them. And when they're not talking to each other, right? And Arclight, you 100% get this because you understand the language. When they're talking to each other, it's a little more waspish, right? They can be catty and bitchy. But when they're talking to other people, they are able to, like, almost sociopathically devoid that emotional investment and just be whatever that person needs them to be. So you don't know how Zahala feels about Treasure. She immediately treats her like a sister. As does Garmanos. He's the second most socially proficient, right? Guzir, you get the idea that he doesn't particularly care for her, but he's kind enough, right? He's not openly hostile. And so Gnefrian and Miski are actually the least, like, socially skilled.
And this is just passive insight without me having to question it, or okay.
Yeah. If you would like to roll an insight roll, to see if you roll better than that.
I mean, I'm at a 24.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to. I won't stop you, but you have a very high passive insight. So, just from, thank you for the stretch, weird chick. Just for the, because I was like, I know what character theme you have in our playing. I was like, if you know the language, you're gonna pick up on all of this, right? So. While that is happening, however, you all are being relatively excluded from the family business.
During which time Fable will drift a little closer to poor fucking Talon, and just it doesn't help much, but she is ice, so she's just gonna lend any body coolness she has to this poor man and just stand near him and like a waft, like, breeze my body. Okay, cool. Made of ice. Just because he's just gonna fucking pass out. Like,
out of pure desperation, when Fable like walks over and is like, he just is going to turn and hug you and just like relax a little bit, just sorry, it's
fine. No, it's fine. She'll just all right. You can stay there if you need to, so you don't pass out, obviously.
I think I need to.
All right, that's you just as long as you need. I'm here.
And he just is just like almost like a dog, like in the heat, just like
Yep.
just can't catch his breath.
I like to imagine that's when Kenzie comes back upstairs, and
Kenzie's
Pable's
gonna
just eyes are huge as she stares straight ahead, like nope.
Kenzie's gonna drift up next to Arclight and just. All right, so we taking bets on how long it takes him to actually,
He's still just muttering kiss. Kiss.
I'm just like, I feel like I have an unfair advantage only because I can hear heartbeats, and it's just like hummingbird right now.
Yeah. Oh, listen, honey, I don't have to hear it to see it.
Rub it
See,
in.
I got 2 platinum. Says by the end of this City of Brass trip.
2 platinum. How long are we here for?
I actually don't know.
I'm just gonna say
She's gonna extend the trip to win her bet.
As long as we need to be, I guess.
48 hours.
Yeah, it's usually weddings bring it out. You know what I mean?
I do. I've made a lot of mistakes during weddings.
Oh well,
Bridesmaids
That-
love the blind thing. It's great.
I bet they do. Now, can I ask? I'm sorry, if this is inappropriate. Are your
Yeah.
other senses heightened? Like, can you feel things better?
Yes.
That is truly. All right, yeah. That's
I
good to
know you're sweating because it got hot, but also
Yeah. No. Yep.
you're sweating
mhm.
a little bit more now.
It's weird when you comment on it, though. I know I'm aroused. You don't have to tell me.
Okay, I won't tell you next time.
Thank you. Phenomenal. My God. 2 platinum. I got 48 hours. All right, let's go.
3 fluttering heartbeats.
Fuck.
And then I'm just gonna go towards the
Oh, man. So I have a list now. It's Talon, and now Arclight. I'm just going to kill the entire party.
Dun dun dun.
Oh.
That's the secret. This is actually the villain arc we've brought. She's been the BBG EG all the time.
Correct.
It was Kenzie
All
all
along. Like even back in not Witchwood, Wildmount is just the plan. Like this is the long con for Meg.
Yeah, she finds the camera somewhere and just goes, shh, keeps going.
And I killed Sparky too. And I killed whatever his other character's name was too. Fuck, I forgot already.
Great.
No, because I wanted to call him Andrew. I just wanted to call him Andrew flat, like not even Taylor. I wanted to call him Andrew. I wanted to say
Legally,
killed
that's
Andrew
a joke,
too.
by the way. Like, dear God. Okay.
That was the last thing we need. You all are informed that the Duskwoods have made arrangements for you within the city, and you are introduced to. There is a wow, my brain just broke. There's a tiefling that introduces themselves as jealous. Yeah. And apologies, I'm jealous, and I have been assigned as your guide, maitre d'hotel and caretaker. Any of your requirements are to be my command. I would dare, perhaps, to use the word in another city, but it's a bit of a touchy subject among the Ifriti. So, your accoutrement have been sent ahead. Where shall we begin our afternoon sojourn. And please do bear in mind that if you are to extend your group activities beyond my specific view, you would do well to inform me that I might arrange for a chaperone of you. There are, unfortunately, two classes of people in the city of Brass. Those that are owned and those that are owners.
You can feel Talon, even Talon can feel the heartbeat eruption of rage from as she accidentally clenches him tighter. Like, oh, sorry.
It would be tremendously unfortunate for all involved if you were to be mistaken for the wrong class of individual. It is safest then for you, as well as least expensive for your hosts, if you are to be chaperoned, unless you all have an interest in procuring property of your own to establish your status amongst those within the city. Even so, the Duskwoods have authorized me to provide their sponsorship, granting you access to such auctions. Do not mean to suppose your status of wealth, but I would forewarn that they are expensive, and as such do know that the class of ownership is reflected directly in the value of the owned.
I think I speak openly for all of us when I say we're just here for a visit and we welcome any babysitting that we can get.
Also, Fable is just her ice is cracking as she just trying not to strangle this poor puppy who has fallen asleep on her shoulder. And also, don't forget that your low voice doesn't always pick up as much on the mic.
Yeah, I just saw that, but
and other people, yeah, it's just the low, but I think we got the. I could hear it. It was just a little bit low. But don't forget to
Okay.
closer the mic when you're low voicing.
Yep.
But yeah, Fable is radiating with barely concealed rage.
I can feel like the Ben Gay feeling like behind me.
Yes.
Just icy hot.
Yeah, she's spicy hot. She's gonna do a murder.
In
It's like when you have those
Fable's
friends.
mind, she just hears Talon go, "It's not going to do any good to kill him. Or me, for that matter. Can you stop squeezing so tight?"
Sorry.
Just for anybody that could not hear, essentially what he explained was that in the city of Brass, there are two classes of people, those that own and those that are owned.
They're
And-
fucking slavers, and we're gonna burn the city down.
And those
Good
that
luck burning the Fire City.
I'm gonna ice the city down. I
There
can't
you go.
um,
for this. Ha!
yeah, and those that are owned directly reflect their value directly sets up and reflects the hierarchy of their owners. So it is so you can essentially be an owner, but if you got crappy slaves, then you have very little standing in the city. But if you have high value slaves, then you paid more for them. They are a status symbol. But it is very, yeah. He pointed out that he's your chaperone. He's here unless you guys want to buy anybody. Go ahead, Arclight.
Do you have a question?
Yep.
And I'm going to say this in character. Now, I just have, is there a tipping process here just to show our gratitude for doing such a good job explaining so far and chaperoning us? And, or is that offensive? I don't mean to offend.
It is of no offense to me, and it is a not frowned upon process, although some of the less affluent and more tight-fisted masters look down upon it for their own to potentially purchase the freedom would be unwell.
Wow.
However, it is often a goal of a owned to one day own their own, that they might provide some status. You see, they own 2 people, and then those 2 people own 2 more people, and those 2 people would own 2 more, and in this way we bolster our master's standings.
This is fascinating.
Yes, yeah. I just
And
made a
that-
slavery pyramid scheme.
You did.
Did you
And
make
they tell two
City of
friends?
Bra- Yeah, did you make
A
slavery in
Wayne's World
MMA?
Yes.
This is an MLM, but with people.
Yeah. Well, a multi-level marketing scheme is financial slavery. I don't mind taking that stance. So yes, I did.
And I'm gonna look at the rest or gesture to the rest. I'm very thirsty. I don't know if any of us here is. Is there a place maybe we could sit down, maybe drink something that's not boiling?
Yes, there are taverns and establishments that cater to the less hot-blooded among the denizens of the city. You have been placed in one of the cooler regions.
That
Well,
sounds
that's-
perfect.
Yeah, that's real kind of you. Jealous, was it?
Yes, I
Right.
am jealous.
That's
a-
phenomenal. I'd like to introduce you to the group. We got Punchy, Kitty, Frosty, Shooty, and Spooky.
I'm spooky.
No, you're Punchy.
What is
I
your
thought I was Punchy.
make a
I'm not punchy.
oh damn okay
Oh my God,
Never-
you're all Punchy. Fine, you're all Punchy.
I'm Kitty then.
You're Kitty, right?
You gotta be kidding me.
But
I think that's a good time to call it. Just the campaign. as a whole.
yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here. What am I doing?
So it
You're
doesn't
fine.
matter.
So, luck points, by the
You're
way.
good.
Luck points, by the way, Cthulhu, while Cody looks up his stuff.
Yeah, no, the luck. So you can explain luck points. You got it.
So that's gonna be, for instance, like if the 5 of us are the exact same players next game, like this is an extension of this, then we will be able to keep the rollover luck points. But like if we're a completely new cast, it looks like, then we will like it encourages us to try to use them day of.
Mhm.
I believe.
Yeah.
Because it got too complicated to try to like keep them on a constant rolling loop.
Yeah. We want to encourage the viewer.
So usually it's
engagement
gonna be
with
per
that.
night,
Yeah.
basically.
So, yep. No. So he rolls an inside check. He doesn't get it. He goes.
Even better.
I apologize. I was informed you were unowned, but if you have been dubbed such like me, then I am let us say, a kindred spirit to the
Well-
naming convention.
Oh, no. It's just where we're from. We name people stupid things.
Ah, well, then I will believe that Zahala has adopted such a naming convention. It is therefore more cultural and less, well, spiteful.
Jealous, I gotta be honest with you, friend. You talk slow as molasses, and when I'm burning my balls off out here, can you take us someplace? Can we do a walk and talk?
Of
Can we-
course. Let
Okay,
us
phenomenal.
let us travel this direction. Please walk this way.
I did call his name stupid because someone named him Jealous.
Mm-hmm.
It's like naming your kid Solus or Pride. Who would do that?
Yeah. So specifically, just so you guys kind of get the dynamic, Zahala is the youngest sister, who seemingly just through, I will piece it together just through insistence on calling him Jealous, has effectively changed his name, and given him, as tieflings sometimes receive the what is it called, virtue names.
Yes.
So everyone just calls him Jealous now, and he just, that's what he responds to. That's what he introduces himself as. You do note he, much like the Melaleuca Amway, MLM that the City of Brass has now become, Lulu Row, whatever it may be. He does seem to be one of those middle owners. There are servants that respond and scrape and bow to him very much the way you would expect them to. You would expect a owned slave to. It seems to be the reason in specific he is useful to the family. Also seems to be the reason in specific he was given the task of babysitting you. Because there are a lot of you, and he apparently has enough employees to stick you with somebody. Yeah, and in case you missed it, it's less out of like a goodness of their heart, maybe so you don't get into trouble, but also so that they don't have to buy you back.
Mm-hmm.
Because unattended, unmarked, unowned, as you're walking through, he's explaining, unattended, unmarked, unowned slaves, or even owners that don't bear the mark of ownership, just get scooped up. Like, if you don't own someone else, you are free game. That is it. So, yeah. There is... you guys can ask him any questions. He is leading you. You're not very close to the Duskwood Manor, which he does point out is in one of the wealthier districts. You sort of form like a triangle between the Duskwood warehouse dockyard and the manor. You guys are kind of like equal distance from those, but on like a pyramid triangle sort of area. And where you are taken to, it is very metropolitan, but it is definitely the like Midtown entertainment district of it's like the Times Square version of the City of Brass. Like, you guys, this is where the tourists go. There are many accommodations, even some for like you see signs in Arcane, advertisements for Frost Giant friendly, purple worm stabling available. There's one for water elemental subdimension. There are all sorts of advertisements for very specialized housings. for people. There are not a ton of each. Like it's kind of like there's one dude that does that, right? And you suspect it's probably one of maybe 2 places in this city. But this city is a huge metropolis. Like this is if you're not a salamander, a exiled Efreet, or maybe a fire elemental or an Azur, and you live in the fire plane, you live here. That's it. This is the show in town. So you guys are brought to your house, your place. I'm gonna dig up the name of it. What would you guys like to do?
Is it air conditioned?
Yes.
Talon would like to take a nap.
Okay.
Feels right.
We're done at
Swap that.
67.
He's a sleepy boy.
Does
I don't want to be a
does-
disadvantage on everything.
that's valid. Does our babysitter leave us when he leaves us at the house?
No.
Fucking hell.
He and his entourage stay with you.
Like when we move from room to room, they stay with us.
So they
Or
have
they camped out in the den.
there's some that stay in the den. They don't stay with you in your rooms. You guys
All right.
you are given the privacy to go to your rooms. You have like a block of rooms. They have the rooms. Jealous has the room closest to the staircase, and that you have to like essentially walk past his room. And he does have at least one servant in the hallway at all times, to try to see, just trying to make sure you guys don't leave. The servants are diligent, but not. You could outwit them easily. If you guys really want to go exploring in the city by yourself, you absolutely can. It's really up to you guys. But you can get together and talk about it for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go scope out the rooms.
Yeah, Fable immediately finds a room very, very far away from Doorway Man. Down far end of the hall, where they can't hear if she starts breaking shit.
Okay.
Which may happen any moment now.
Hey, you alright? That's a dumb question. Of course you're not.
I was about to say I'm gonna give you one chance to answer that for yourself. I assume we say this in the privacy of one
do
of
you
our rooms.
need anything? Yeah.
Nothing you can provide at present, but thank you.
Right. You know what I hear helps when I'm stressed. God, I'm feeling like I'm trapped or just the weight of the world is on my shoulders.
If you're going to suggest drinking, murder, or sex, I don't think any of them are appropriate at this exact moment.
Well, here's the thing though, right? Because you don't know until you try it. It's actually a wonderful form of stress relief.
Trust me, I know exactly what it does.
Right.
And
On the circus. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
once he wakes up, you know, and he's a little rested.
excuse you, who he?
I thought, I mean,
We're
it's
talking
all,
about nothing. There's no he. We're here to do a job, and I'm a professional.
right. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. I didn't mean to suggest anything. But, you know, saying things happen.
I rolled randomly for the title of your tavern.
House?
The Howling Rose.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
What I'm saying is,
listen.
Do all
If
the
you're-
beds have like a little coin slot where you can put a gold piece in and just the bed just vibrates?
What
just saying.
theme is Talen's room that he's What's
If you're feeling a little thorny, this would be a great place to just, get it out of your system.
Listen, that may be how some of the circus performers do it. It's certainly how most of my family did it. I'm not like that.
That's fair. That's absolutely fine.
In any case, I don't think right now is the time to go about trying new things.
Well, no, he's asleep. You got to give him like 8 hours. Then maybe.
No, I mean with so much. You've seen what happens to me when I know you've read. She points at where the book is. Perhaps what's happened to me when I get in stressful, elevated situations.
Yeah.
I almost
you know-
killed him just with ice right now.
Yeah, I know. You're not handling it too great.
No shit.
So,
Where I came
Again?
from, where I ran from, well, not the circus, where my parents ran from to protect me, I was one of those high-valued owned. He would have been.
I had a
And there's
feeling.
no saying I won't be here.
Yes, there is. Well, there absolutely is a say. They could fucking try, but I don't think they're gonna get too far. You got some good people here.
I know I do.
Use them.
I'm not trying to run anymore from my past, I promise. But I am trying to make sure I don't make the same mistakes I made then.
That's fair. So, what's the play here? What do you want to do? That you think we can like feasibly get done?
I hate to see it. But unfortunately, sometimes you have to perform for really terrible people to get paid. Done that before.
Yeah.
Perhaps if we pose ourselves as wanting to become buyers, we could get a deeper look at the city. If this is the kind of place where they maybe have ships like the one we were on, and therefore the creatures like me that they have on board, we might be able to find where they are.
Are you trying to shut down the entire elemental airship system?
I'm trying to make sure that they have an alternative in mind as far as their power source goes that isn't a living, breathing, thinking soul who was indentured into it before they could make a choice and could be burned up at any moment if the captain needs to get somewhere fast enough.
All right. All right.
And I know there's ways. There has to be. I've been looking, and we always had other things going on, but I kept feeling like I was getting close to finding some sort of research on stronger elemental powers. I'm sure there are people here who are decent and would welcome the change. But if not, living things shouldn't be confined or consigned to that kind of life without their choice. And signing up for an indentured life is not always a choice. Sometimes it's a desperate move and a last resort. Like a cornered animal. If anyone's working on those ships, if anyone's being plugged into those ships, like a power source, instead of like a member of the crew, they should have a right to decide. So I want to see. And I don't know how to do it. and I don't know who to talk to without raising suspicion, and I don't know how to do it and keep my temper in control, and...
Breathe. That's the first step.
And I don't know how. Something needs me. The thing that gives me my... And she lights her hand on fire.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fuck.
This is how I want to die.
Natural 20!
Oh, damn it!
I only have a +1 in wisdom, so 21! I've done that before. I fail every time!
There is, as the fire ignites within your hand, it, your entire body sort of human torches in a way that you don't feel. For once, it doesn't burn you, and there is a Kenzie, you can see within the flames there is definitely the visage of a bird within it. And Fable, you hear in your ears the hammering of an anvil, and as you hear it, you notice that ashes and cinders sort of spark off of you, and then the fire dissipates.
She smiles in a way you definitely have not seen. Not even Saride had seen.
And she's got her hand kind of just goes to her hip.
Olaroon called the Phoenix. And I think he's here. I'm not crazy, and he's here.
What's he telling you to do?
It wasn't words, it's never quite words, it's feelings. There's some kind of forge, there's some kind of a foundry or a crucible or something that's... I think it's where they build the ships. Or the components or something, metal. But we need to tour this city like we're interested in everything, absolutely everything. And I'm gonna listen, and I'm gonna try to find him.
All right. It's easy enough.
Thank you. And she just hugs her.
Yeah. She's gonna hug her back like she wasn't reaching for a gun at all.
Fable noticed. Fable's fine.
Yeah.
Fable's half convinced that she should put her down right now, so it's fine. She hugs her really tight though.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
All right. And with that, we are going to take a break.
Let's see.
We are going to be back in just about 10 minutes. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will see you in a few, but until then, stay tuned. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have...
Hi, I'm Punk. I'm playing Arl Arclight, the blind human monk rogue fighter.
Matthew, playing Clever Stitch, the Tabaxi Arcane Archer, and I was on it this time.
Pixie, you're playing Fable Frost, the Ice Genasi Phoenix, also a bird!
Wow. Only dogs can hear that pitch. I'm Meg. I'm playing Kenzie Wild, the human gunslinger.
And I'm Andrew. I'm playing Talon Vale, the Kalashtar divination wizard.
All right. You guys are in the city of Brass. Let's see. Fable has she knows that the phoenix that from which she descends, where her bloodline, sorcerer's bloodline, does come from, is here, most likely in the city. She was just talking with Kenzie about exploring the city. You guys take it away. What and how would you like to do?
Oh, go ahead.
Are we trying to hit the city in the morning so we can long rest, so Talon can long rest, so no exhaustion?
That's fine.
In the meantime, though, Fable would like to, as professionally as possible, venture out to speak to Jealous, like a fucking idiot.
Okay. Yeah, you go out. You speak to one of the servant that's in the hallway, and he'll fetch Jealous.
Good point.
You do you want him to go to your room, or are you going to his?
I will go to his.
Okay. Yeah. He announced the servant from the hallway announces you, and Jealous. He's not quite in like his dressing robe, but he is. There's like he's in more casual wear. Let's just put it that way. And so, yes, well, please come in.
Apologies for the disruption, sir. I want to discuss the matter of the less elementally inclined party. I do believe we would like to take a tour of your lovely city, but some of them are, not quite built for the temperature. Is there anything that might help with that? Do you have some sort of talismans or charms or beverages that might keep some of the weaker constitutioned among us from falling down in the streets?
I do not, but we can search the marketplace. I know that there are necklaces of adaptation or things that might improve one's resistance to extreme heats. Usually bits of fire resistance serve most individuals well in those instances.
Well, should you be able to have someone procure us such things? Alternatively, if there were any of your owned, she uses his term very specifically, who possess the ability to grant us that sort of resistance for a short time, at least for a tour, be much appreciated and compensated.
I will look into what can be acquired.
It's much appreciated, sir. She's as charming as fucking possible.
Sure, make a persuasion check.
Oh, 24.
24. Okay.
Pink fuzzies are doing well for me tonight, which is good because they tried to kill me last week. Couldn't roll above a fucking 8.
Okay. Yeah. He takes it and accepts you are being genuine and nods and waits in case there is more that you would ask of him. And when you are done, he will escort you to the door.
That's all. She thanks him for his time and she excuses herself.
Well, take care.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah.
See if because he seems like he might have thoughts, and I'd like to know them.
Okay. Yeah, make an insight check.
Holy shit, 25.
Yeah, what in specific are you attempting
He wants to know how he feels
decipher?
about being assigned to babysit all of us. Like if he would rather be doing other shit, if he just sees us as annoyances in his day, or if he's genuinely trying to impress us for some reason. Like what the fuck is this man's attitude toward us?
Oh, well, he's definitely not trying to impress you.
No, yeah.
He has no particular care about impressing you at all. You are a task he has been given, He is good at his job, and he's very much like a middle manager. He has, through successful completion of his job, repeatedly, he has climbed this MLM corporate ladder, probably about as high as he will ever go. He doesn't bear you any ill will. He doesn't particularly care about you beyond the fact that he was told not to let you get sold into slavery. And so that's his goal. That is what he is attempting to do. So he seems genuine when he offers warnings. The biggest thing I'll say is that he seems a little exasperated in that he is explaining what he considers basics and facts of life to people in the way that, sometime like you might get annoyed with your like 4-year-old niece or nephew. Like you're like, yeah, you have to put the seatbelt on. I don't wanna. I don't care. Just put the damn like I don't want you to follow me around. I don't care. I have to follow you around. Like that's. But he's doing so. That is the most negative feeling that you get from him. The fact that you are Genasi and the style of Genasi that you are does not seem to impact his opinion of you. He has no he has no differentiation between any of you as far as like race goes. And you notice that most of his owned are very friendly with each other. And he seems to own them either as like couples or relatives, and they get to be with their family.
Fable slightly approves. She will, okay, well, I'll hold off on just murdering him.
There goes plan B.
Maybe he'll agree to it if we can get him to, it's fine. No, plan B is still very, very much in the back pocket. She will, just before the door, and, I want to thank you for your patience with us as we adapt to the customs. I promise we'll make sure to get in line as quickly as possible. Wouldn't want to make your job any more difficult than it has to be.
Kind of you to say. It is. In any case, my burden to bear. But for your own sakes, I do hope that you all heed warnings and lessons that I offer.
Well, some of us are very good at taking notes. Jealous, was it?
Yes. His jaw tightens at the name.
Might I have the privilege of asking what you prefer to be called?
Perhaps tomorrow.
Perhaps, sir. And she will let herself out. She will go back to her. What?
He bows definitely in a servile way to you as you make your exit.
As she gets, Arclight will definitely be able to hear the just making ice things and cracking ice things as she had to behave herself around this man. Just once she gets back to her room. Once she gets back to her room, door closed. Tiny fire on ice rage. I'm fine. Fine.
All right. Anything else?
Kenzie's gone downstairs and she's just drinking.
Arclight's also downstairs. He's been downstairs while they had their conversation, just making a drink and just kind of sitting and listening.
Hey.
Creepy.
Then in the time between like the travel here after I bought the scrolls, we've been here, we rested. Between all that, each of those scrolls is going to take 5 hours to copy. How much time can I put towards that?
You could have done it before you left the Feywild.
Oh, perfect. Do that. Thank you. That's all. That's Talon's still just in his room, resting off the exhaustion.
Okay. The night. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna tell Kenzie, are you trying to ruin, like, the bet? Are you trying to scare them off? Like, I don't get your angle.
You really can't hear, like, you can hear on the second floor.
Yes,
Can you hear third floor?
there isn't a third floor.
Hey, there you go. That's fascinating. And no, not trying to scare anybody off.
She got very nervous. I mean, when you mentioned to that extent.
She's nervous all the time.
I mean,
Punchy.
given her situation.
Given a lot. And listen.
Oh yeah, Kenzie doesn't know. Arclight heard and Kenzie doesn't know.
Mhm.
Oh shit.
Kenzie doesn't know what.
The conversation that Fable had with Talon on the
No.
ship. Yeah.
Or was she actually in the room? You wouldn't have known.
Dun, dun.
Girl needs someone. Bad. She needs help. And that boy, for lack of a better, I think is primed to give it to her. Not it, just she needs some grounding. Or else she's gonna explode. And I swear I'm not trying to make this sexual.
I know
This
you're
is
not.
just unfortunate.
I think in due time, they definitely have found each other, and that's rare. So,
Luxury they can afford right now. She's in a powder keg, and that girl is nothing but spark.
I mean, you should hear what she's doing in her room right now.
That's rude. You shouldn't listen.
I can't help it.
You can focus on something else. I could give you plenty to focus on. You want something to hear? We could go a couple rounds, son. You want to play?
Sure.
Excellent. Very, very whiskey drunk Kenzie. We'll throw a punch at him.
Yeah, go for it. Make your attack roll.
Get him distracted.
Clever Stitch, what are you eating?
Popcorn.
Ah.
Watching them.
It is burnt.
Popcorn is provided.
That's fine.
It smells awful in here. Are you eating ice? What are you chewing? What is that?
Really burnt popcorn.
That's what
Just
that's
the kernels at this point, really.
Yeah, that's the thing. There are still kernels that are unpopped. Even but Clever Stitch, you figure out that if you go outside with your unpopped kernels and you throw them like those little explosive caps at the floor, they will pop. But you got to pick them up real quick, otherwise they'll burn.
See, I thought you were gonna go with like the inverse of if you're in somewhere that's super duper cold and you have soup that it was hot inside, you can take it outside, throw it in the air, and it kind of becomes like
you maybe
slush
that you
smell,
might
and
be able to
instead
do
it's
that.
popcorn.
Yeah. Okay. I like
Can
that.
rain popcorn.
Yeah.
He's
so
just
happy
doing
right
that
now.
in the kitchen,
I am
making popcorn rain,
so happy right now. Ugh.
just to alleviate some of the other tension on screen. Clever Stitch is just laying in popcorn.
And Talon is up in his room still, but there's just a spider at the end of the table that's just watching between Kenzie and Arclight.
Well, that's right. Stupid familiar's a spider.
I hate that. Why have you done this?
He
don't
wakes
like
up in
spiders?
chaos every single fucking day. It's a 15.
What are you trying to do? Hit me?
Yes.
Nothing. Just move
mean,
the
I'm
hand, that
She's
arm.
trying, but
ahead.
it's she's not mad. She's just trying to like get him to
Just
stop listening to the to the girl upstairs having a freak out.
yeah, she's pretty mad.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know if she's breaking glass or ice. No, ice. Glass?
Okay, because I can't punch him, but I just want to try this. I'm going to reach on my hip and pull off my whip. Yeah, and I'm just gonna crack it by his ear. Try to deafen him a little bit.
Can I grab the whip, please?
That's rude.
Okay. We'll make an attack roll for the whip. Arclight, do you have what is the monk ability to catch?
I don't have catch missile,
You don't have catch
So-
missile.
but I can't be surprised by him.
Okay. So what was your attack roll, Kenzie?
22.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll hit.
Yeah. Make a Dex saving throw for me.
Even if it's just like wrapped around my arm and I get slashed on the arm,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hit you. I'm legitimately just trying to crack it by your ear.
That's gonna be
Worse.
awful.
That's
That's-
Yeah, which is worse.
I realize it's still kind of shitty, but
Just hit me.
he's got to stop
You
listening.
can kill me at that point. Like,
Jeez, 17.
Really?
17. So yeah, you can prevent it from cracking near your ear. You will take the he opts for the pain. You take the D4, I think, slashing damage, is it?
So it's 8 points of damage.
Okay.
You just smell the copper from the blood kind of coming down. Don't do that.
Stop listening.
My ears are very sensitive.
I get that, but you gotta focus. That's the problem with y'all. None of y'all bitches can focus. She's up there losing her fucking mind, and she's gonna get herself killed because of it. And you are just being all sorts of intrusive. Turn it off.
I can't
Then
I don't-
focus
I
it
don't-
somewhere else.
breathe, and I can't control being like breathing or blinking.
Focus it somewhere else. There's plenty in this place to focus on.
Yes, and I can hear all of that. Have you ever? It's like a 360 degree just push out. I can hear it
Right.
across the street.
Yeah, what are they doing?
What are they doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, make a perception check.
26.
26. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me roll me 2 percentiles, please.
Sure.
Figure out how many of them are killing each other.
This is a first. I think I have 100.
Ooh, all zeros?
All
Oh.
zeros.
That is 100. What is your other one?
Oh, I didn't roll the other one yet. Hold
Yep.
You got excited.
I'm excited
70
for it. For
on.
you.
73.
73. Okay. Yeah, this'll be with 100. Definitely will be pertinent. So that'll be helpful.
we hear the secret codes. We know where the ships are. We're good.
I have their full
We-
schedule.
We hear them say, "The Phoenix is trapped in this place."
Well, we hear them planning.
Here's the Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's like,
Just-
I'm waiting. No,
She's a-
Phoenix is going. Now kiss.
She's across the street with
like,
binoculars in hand.
All right. And what was your other one? Not the 100, the other one.
73.
73. Okay.
Wish I have a perfect.
You hear because you speak Infernal, you also speak Primordial, right?
I don't speak Primordial. I speak Infernal and Abyssal.
Infernal and Abyssal. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are getting most of it. It is some of it you can hear Primordial being spoken, but that is a little more. There are multiple people in the conversation. It is kind of a heated conversation, and there you can definitely tell the different accents. But one of them is a voice you recognize, not jealous, but because you rolled so well, it is one of his servants that is seemingly negotiating with a you're not sure.
Okay.
But it is, you have to understand, you have to buy out my contract and her contract as well. That includes all of our own. Our deal was for you and all of the value that you bring. Now, are you insisting on changing the deal this close to its closing? It is not changing the deal. I'm trying to give you more value for your money. At that point, I might as well be... At that point, I might as well be... selling it myself. There's no point in selling it. I'm handing it to you. The value of them all skyrockets, and pay anything they'd like. You'll make your money back fourfold, even with myself and all of her own. Will they even sell? Perhaps not jealous, but the Duskwoods would. It could definitely be part of the deal. But I need it in writing. Writing is so formal. Writing is so formal, and that is the point. They're Disborn. You think I could accomplish anything without a contract? They're not Disborn. Duskwoods are backwoods. Castoffs. True, the lineage. Fair enough. You make the arrangements. I've already had the contract drawn up. All right. Give it here. No, you know how this works. Right, of course. I trust it's been enchanted. It has. Good. And blood for blood's sake, why not? Fiery though it may be. It'll be good to have them up against the wall for once. They deserve it. Well, they've spent so long in the good graces of the Sultan. Well, he's almost dead. Alright. It's not about him, is it? It's about his children. That's right. Well, one of them is dealt with at least. You're doing good, aligning yourself with the future ruler of the city of Brass. Yeah, well, lucky me. Oh then, we'll await the signal. So, Freezy? No. I have something more exotic planned. Professionals. From out of town. Very far out of town. Besides, they have a vested interest in their success. Business? No. Personal, of course. Good. When it's personal, they fight harder. Agreed. So, how are your kids? They're growing very quickly. Yeah, it's just like weeds, just shooting up. I conjured a fire elemental the other day. Really? Huh. Is that the same thing? Like, is that similar? No, completely different. Oh. I just didn't want to be left out of the conversation. No, I mean, I get that.
Hey, what are they talking about?
Shut up! This is the show now.
First, it was very nefarious, but now it's kind of cute. And I would like to relay as much as I can.
Yeah.
Remember to Kenzie.
Yeah.
Well,
Something's gonna go down.
hell. Well, that's fun. I was afraid this was going to be a nice, boring trip.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will let you know from the details. It's they have no intention of disturbing the tavern. That is expensive. So you are safe in here for tonight.
Okay. Well, we can't do much anyway until Princess wakes up, so
Thought it was spooky.
yeah, spooky.
That was a little funny. Come on.
What? You're very funny. You can hear how funny I think you are.
You hear the sarcasm too. You're blushing again.
Fuck off. Is
Get out.
is Stitch just throwing popcorn outside?
I mean,
Are you playing Jax? I assume it's just like Jax with popcorn. You're just like, pick them up.
listen, he can't do it outside. He might get picked up by somebody that wants him to be a slave.
Why are you eating food off the floor? This is a bad system. Like, of all the shit that's happening in City of Brass, I think this is the one that's bothering me the most. Is how do you eat popcorn? Eat it off the ground.
No, he.
You can go out to the balcony, I guess, and like do it there.
You
I
throw
think
them in
that-
the air and then try to catch them. They pop in the heat, and you try.
So
That's
that's the
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
I think like he's gonna be, if there's a balcony, he's gonna be out on the balcony. A, to alleviate some of the stress on screen with occasional cuts
Yeah.
to him throwing a kernel in the air and then eating it.
Yeah.
And then B, also to like kind of just get a look at
Sure.
what he can see around the city.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Let's see. Which one of you aren't gonna fuck me? Let's see. Perception. I don't remember if I'm good at that. I'm okay at that. I'm not good at that. That's an 8.
Okay. So, what's
it's
your passive?
On fire. Everything's fire.
My passive perception is a 14.
Okay. So, between the two of those, everything does seem to be on fire. That is true. The balcony is not weather controlled, so there is that. There's like a cafe across the street that has a bunch of like sidewalk seating that you can see. There are there's a fire giant that's like walking down the road. There are some salamanders that like serve there, which is very like fire salamander, very kind of Ratatouille in appearance. You can see a couple of Jealous's servants when they are off duty go across the street and are eating there. There is one of the Jealous's servants that is like stationed at the door here. There's one in the hallway, one in the main room. There's a couple that are still on duty. They're spread out, but not all of them are working at this exact moment.
Gotcha.
Do you speak Infernal or Primordial?
No,
Okay.
he's just a cat that speaks Common and Elvish.
Not a lot of Common, not a lot of Elvish here, but
No.
this is it's a relatively busy street. Not like packed festival style, but
Sure.
like there's plenty of people watching to be had here. A lot of Ifrit, a lot of Azers, Salamanders, tieflings, a lot of fire-resistant races.
Sure.
There are some earth elementals that are Dao. Like you see one Dao that is like the Efreet version, the earth elemental version of that, right? That is kind of working around. A lot of worked metal in art, in clothing, in styling. Very much is.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is. You can kind of piece together that metallurgy and magic item creation is the industry here.
Sure.
Those two things. So
Okay.
that's kind of what you piece together, just as you're people watching
Is-
and popcorn catching.
Am I able to the MLM style of slavery?
Yeah.
Am I able are there people being outwardly abusive to people lower than themselves in the street?
Yes, there are some.
Got it.
They are primarily the Afridi.
Sure.
The Afridi are clearly the cruelest of
Yep.
of masters.
Got it.
You do see one attempted like dwarf napping, for lack of a better term. An Azur.
Sure.
Yeah, an Azur, so the fire dwarf, right? That's what we're talking about. There is an Afridi that has been really. You've seen him go up and down the street a couple times. Looks kind of shady. Looks kind of real dickish. Very loud. Very yelling. That tries to sees one of the Azurs like on the street, and really tries to like just black bag him, kind of. But like as he goes to attack him, you can see there the mark of ownership, and it's very much like it is a pyramid, right? It delineates
Sure.
the lineages basically.
Yeah.
It's non-visible when you can't see it, but when he attempts to claim the Azur, it sparks on him and it sparks on the Azur. So there is like a literal magical written right that prevents him from being just stolen.
Dwarf-napped. Got
Yeah,
it.
just stolen. When that happens, you can tell like he's stunned for a moment. When that goes off, if he was strong enough, he could probably gut through it.
Sure.
You know, but that is enough time for the salamanders that are serving as like bartenders, that are serving as waiters, to kind of yip, and like one of them runs inside, and then like a really like fat chef Afridi who like owns the restaurant comes out, and like the salamanders come with him, and they chase off the other one in a very like, you're ruining my business, get the fuck out of here,
Sure.
kind of like. That's,
Okay, but
get
no like
get
no
your
like
amateur
city
bullshit.
guard
comes
comes by to stop that.
If you are out there long enough, a city guard will show up eventually.
Right.
But they,
Sure, just to take people's statements.
which yeah, but at that point there was none like within immediate view.
Sure.
You
Okay,
know what
got
I
it.
mean?
Cool.
So there is an official city guard. They are Afridi as well. Afridi are the have the greatest authority here, and it is, you get the feeling it is odd that one doesn't seem to own much of anything, and doesn't and is alone, right?
Got it.
If the Afridi aren't with other Afridi, then they are with their servants
Their own
and slaves.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, like he'll stay up there for a bit, watch that, eat some more of his popcorn, and then probably get bored once the excitement dies down, and we'll head back inside.
Cool. Yeah, it's a great 1920s silent film style of or foreign film adventure that you go on. Yeah, good times. Anything else? The night we pass through the night. Through the night we go. Talon, you awaken refreshed. and as does everyone else. You gather together in whose room? Arclight's room, or Pixie's destroyed room?
It's not destroyed. I was doing my own ice and breaking it over and over
Oh.
again, and then it just melted. It fine.
Humid, damp room.
It's fine. Arclight's room. God damn
Moldy
it.
room.
The moldy room. The hotel room with the carpet that never really dried, and you're like,
I tried.
Gross.
Good house guest.
You can start in that room and then just go, this is very offensive to me.
I hate all of you.
I get. All right, you guys are in Arclight's room in the morning. You are prepping for what you would like to do today. What would you like to do?
Are there any invisible sensors like arcane eyes or scrying sensors or anything like that?
No, there are none in this room. You know that there is one that wanders around the common spaces. From what you can gather, that is more part of the establishment and its security than any. It's not, from what you can tell, it's not anything Jealous did, and it's not here.
Nobody's spying on us.
Correct.
Directly.
No one is.
Okay.
No one is currently spying on you.
Just in case that comes up, I can see invisibility up
Good.
to 10 feet, and then my passive investigation of 30 should
Okay.
hopefully.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Got it.
I'd like to break down what I heard last night regarding the coup to everyone.
That kind of sounds as though they're talking about us.
That's what I would assume. So today's gonna be fun.
Not a dull day goes by. I think before we leave, I can link all of our minds so we can speak telepathically. I think is good.
All right.
Are there any other precautions we would like to take?
Other than a decent bodyguard in Jealous or one of his subservient people, I don't really know what else we can do.
She will. Well, they're out louder in her head. Fable will just. I did notice yesterday. I went to request. Last night I went to request sort of a way we could get through the city without overheating, and she just nods at Talon and Clever Stitch. She did notice the before he vanished back downstairs.
It's died down.
Yeah,
It got better.
we braided it. Like it's just I did request a way to anyway, as I mentioned, at least while we're playing nice for Plan A, ingratiating ourselves is a decent way to go. He really hates being called Jealous. He won't give me his proper name, but I've been deferring to Sir or non-named neutral sort of greetings. It's a subtle way to ingratiate ourselves to him, but it might help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't much like playing nice, but I'm clever enough to know that there's bigger things than my own temperament at stake. So I will deal with that in private. In public, be the most gracious of guests.
Considering the impact we've had on where we've been, I would be surprised if things aren't changed drastically by the time we leave.
So you haven't had the she in her head going, I wonder how the Dragonlands are. I wonder how Screebers and Benedict are. Oh no! Did no one tell Benedict that Grizz is dead? Fuck!
That's
She's not
next
gonna tell
campaign's problem.
That's when Benedict is the evil. Great. When Benedict is the villain, she is going to just have like a just have like a all the anxiety, and that's gonna be her focus that she's gonna focus on is can't focus on how terrible everything here is. I'm gonna think about how I can tell Benedict.
All right.
Like she's just gonna like.
Maybe we'll get a stress ball for you.
Kenzie, no!
Kenzie's just staring at him and very pissed.
He's just going through components.
He's
Or
not-
you're staring at Arclight.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be fine, I promise. That's all. That's what she's got.
Mm.
So, get some coffee and let's head out.
Yeah. Do we want just a general tour for today? Is that the goal, or do we want to look for something specific?
Look and listen for, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
places where metalworking are done. Places where there might be components for those elemental ships being created and or sold. I don't know that we can request specific. We might be able to. We did ride over on a ship that was an elemental ship. It would make sense to request to see the docks eventually, not right now, or the place. If we wanted to, again, pretend like we wanted to buy one.
Yeah.
We travel a lot, we
Absolutely.
can justify it, but let's get other places first if we can, so it doesn't seem like the point. But on my mind, finding where those quickly, just to catch everyone up. I can go into a lot of detail later, but there's a phoenix living inside my blood somewhere. Or his spirit, or his magic. I'm not quite sure how it works, but it's how I can do this. And she's gonna catch her hand on fire again to see if the thing happens again.
Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no! I'm gonna use luck to try to push through that and do it again.
Okay.
That's better. A 14 as opposed to an 8.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh no! No!
Sounds good.
I would like everyone in the room to make a dexterity saving
God
throw.
fucking damn it! Sorry. I'm sorry.
They're fine. They got so many hit points. They're all right.
21.
Just eyebrows I'm worried about.
25.
15.
Nat 18.
Modified 20 is the DC.
Should have done it in my room. My room was already fucked.
And a little damp, it could have helped.
Yeah, exactly. So if listen to me.
There
Stay
it
in
is.
my room, sure.
There's a so as the fire sparks from her hands runs down the ice of her body, and she human torches, but it, unlike when Kenzie saw it the other day, it erupts, and you all feel as it bursts out pieces of ice off of her skin that shatter and crack. There, it is a partial spray of like ice shards, and that are boiling almost as soon as they hit your body. It is 27 points of damage if you failed.
They're fine, he says.
It is 14 points of damage if you succeeded. He's a level 13 fighter. I'm pretty sure. He can.
I'm fine. I'm still at 83 hit points. But
Oh,
like,
that's
Ow.
fine. Never mind.
Yeah.
I refuse to feel bad anymore.
Talon's out.
Talon just recovered, and I immediately exploded.
he's dead. Yeah.
Fuck! I killed him. See, neither of you win the bet. Fuck off. I did it.
Win that. No.
As the fire subsides, Fable is standing stark still. Her eyes have turned a molten red, and the flame, the Human Torch flame that is around her has taken shape. It is taller than she is, stately, masculine, seems to be wearing a high-collared, feathery sort of like cloak, and the overture of from the shoulders down is fiery feathers. It is translucent because it is fire, but you can still sort of make out the shape of it. And the bird-like head that is focused down as those eyes lift up and scan over you. The bird Porsche visage continues to roll back and expose a more humanoid face. You all are very perceptive. You can tell it is, in many ways, an amalgamation of your own facial features. So it is kind of mirroring back to you. There is something about it that is kind of uncanny valley for each of you. And
Bitch stole my eyes. What the fuck?
and while Arclight, you cannot see it, the heat that comes off of it is textured. So the waves of heat that you are feeling against your skin are cooler in certain places. Like, it is very much, it does provide a texture for you. To kind of understand where this is. Fable, you are currently stunned. You are currently paralyzed. And the entity, you can hear it though. The entity sort of... What was that? Oh my, it's been so very long. Right. Oh dear. This poor girl, as it sort of looks down at itself for a moment. Oh. Right. Apologies, all of you. Where are we? Oh, really? Howling Rose. Thought it would have shut down. Haven't much time. Apologies. My body's not far. Somewhere south of here, near the borders of the city. Continues to be plucked at. I'd be very grateful if you were to return me to my body.
Yeah. We'd be real grateful if you gave us our girl back.
What will happen to her if we return you?
I'm unsure.
The separation of spirits can be traumatic.
Yes. As it can. As it can, they needed something. What is it? What happened? Wait. No, not yet. Not yet. Make another wisdom saving throw, Fable.
The one good one I ever made was that natural 20 the first time, which is why I didn't know this was going to happen. 5.
5. Okay. You watch it sort of, for a moment, struggle. You watch for a moment it sort of struggle, and then reassess. Just a moment longer. Just a moment longer. There. Apologies. That's right. My brothers. Yes. My brother and my sister betrayed me. Needed me out of the way. In Duskwoods. Duskwoods benefited from the body. But I was able to liberate some of them. Didn't let them destroy my spirit, my mind, my blood. Gifted to this lineage, that they might carry me, that I might rise again. There with my full glory, not the mindless creature they have, bound in that forge. Yes. Oh no. Oh. Fate is an interesting mistress, isn't she? At this hour. So close to its expiration. Their plans. So close to unraveling. My head. It's too cold. Apologies, please, my body. I'll do what I can.
We'll see to your body shortly. In the meantime, we would like our friend back. And also, what is your name?
My name. Yes. My name. Aurelian. Aurelian. Yes. That was it. Ignian of the brightest light. Yes. The return of glory. Good. Your friend. She is... No. Tender. See you all soon. And it fades.
Do I have control of my body back?
Yes, you do.
Fable
Okay.
immediately collapses to the ground and just
Kaylin moves to catch her. That's right.
Clever Stitch, here to break the tension all night long. Oh. I'm fine. That's. She actually looks at Stitch, who is the one person who's been here from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember when I exploded in the forest? I almost killed everybody.
Yes.
Every time I've almost died. And that has happened.
Uh-huh.
He's why.
All right. Have you ever talked to him?
The one thing I heard, that it's always been feelings, and it's been getting stronger as we have been. But all it is help us. Save us.
Did you hear any of... Are you aware of what just...
Yes, I heard him.
All right.
And as to your question, she looks up at Talon. Spirit severing or not? He's been severed for much longer than he and I have been connected. We have to put him back together. We'll worry about me after.
Nope.
Right?
Nope. If he's managed to hang on for as long as you're saying that he has, he can hang on for 2 more weeks while we figure this out. We're not sacrificing you for some phoenix.
I don't think it'll kill me. I'm just saying. Me continuing to get stronger with that power in this body might. We can find out what it'll do to me, but anything barring just straight up fucking death, probably worth it. Also, do we know the name Aurelian? All of us went, that sounds familiar.
Matthew thought that sounded
It
familiar.
sounded really familiar.
Cody has a penchant for naming things the same off the top of his head. So
Okay.
Because there's
So-
Aurelian Soul in League. He's a dragon. Oh.
Yeah.
That might be
And he's a
why.
galaxy dragon.
Yeah.
So it's
He's-
very different.
it
but
is, but he's real cool.
Yeah,
He's
he
also
is.
very cool.
He's got an awesome. It's also near Ariel Arclight,
Mhm.
and it's also near Ondare. Like it's just phonetically in the league. I
Okay.
will rename him.
No, we like it.
Okay.
No, it's
that's
good.
We were
It was-
wondering if it was like long forgotten lore
callback.
that it
Right.
We
triggered.
wanted to make sure.
That's
If it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a callback, it was an unintentional callback.
Okay, cool. Then it
Cody's
does not
lore
exist.
is-
I-
Like, it's so deep even he doesn't know.
It is also super me to be like, I've got an ancient callback from 5 games,
Sure.
from 5 campaigns ago to pull forth, right? Yeah, I know.
Sure.
Yes.
Question: does Arclight have any knowledge of phoenixes, just in general, the concept?
You can make a history check or a history or arcana. Religion's not going to help you with this one.
I do that as well.
There's no Church
Yeah.
of the Phoenix. There's an Order of the Phoenix.
If
There
you'd
should be
like,
church.
if you'd like to
I
roll
will
religion, you
start it.
can.
No.
My
27.
religion's better. I would.
Okay, go for it.
10.
Okay. Phoenixes are in Eberron. You know the phoenixes are ancient elemental spirits, older, stronger elemental spirits. The basics that they are more primordial, less intelligent than like Ifriti, although they do have intelligent versions. Those are
Do I know
very
the
rare.
cycle?
Yeah. What you would know being a devotee of the Silver Flame is that there are in the history of the Silver Flame like 2 phoenixes that were adorned in silver, blessed by the Silver Flame, and were part of one was against the Lycanthrope Crusade. That was like a very specific moment. And there is a famed codices of the Flame, a book of the Flame, that is said to hold the secrets of those phoenixes for the devout. But that's very Eberron specific. So
Sure.
But the basic idea of ancient fire elemental and stronger than most elementals, although more in their base form, more primordial. Talon, you know all of that. You know that Phoenix Soul sorcerers are exceedingly rare. The act of rebirth usually precludes the gifting of a lineage. Sorcerers gain their magic through birthright, right? Through being born with it. So for a phoenix isn't like it's fire elemental. It's not going to go gallivant around on the red light districts and have itself a fun. You know what I mean? It's not a dragon. The horniest of all. No, that's probably a fae something or other.
Whatever I'm playing.
Yeah, there it is. But so the idea that it separated its like soul, its consciousness, and was carried down through the lineage, that is its version of rebirth, does make sense. You don't know that you don't think it would be fatal. Maybe if removing it from Fable, maybe if she was younger, weaker, but she's tough. She can absolutely handle it. As far as side effects that may come about from it, whatever benefits the Phoenix itself was granting her, she would probably lose. And may lose her access to magic in general. Now she also has some talent as a bard, right? So she does have some natural magical inclinations. Bards sort of tap into the primal artistry of the universe, and by communicating with it that way, that's how they enact their magic. Unlike you, which is through study, right? Theirs is a little more. It's definitely art, not science, right? Whereas the sorcerer is instinct. So she might lose that if the Phoenix were to be separated from her. You could maybe replace the origin sorceress, the source of her power, especially with the explosion of wild magic that is happening from the Feywild. That is a possibility. There are other bloodlines that you could try to pull from to replace that. But that is the biggest side effect. As far as Phoenixes go, they are in their base form, in their pure elemental form, neutral, true neutral. They are very often, in most cultures, in most places, seen as not only symbols of rebirth, of new beginnings, but definitely a duality of destruction, of burning the forest so that it can grow back stronger. Tends to be its symbol, its practice. And last but not least, the Sultan of the City of Brass and his lineage the Sultan of the City of Brass is an ancient fire elemental, an ancient fire prince. Now, not as strong as I will look up his name. There's a elemental prince of evil that is stronger. one of the ways that the city of Brass warded them off, right? The reason that the Fire Prince of Evil doesn't rule the elemental plane is the fire elemental, the Sultan of Brass, infused himself with a phoenix. That he made that part of his lineage, so he could fight it endlessly, and no matter how many times he died, he would come back. Having children sapped that phoenix soul from him, and so his children have the power of rebirth. So for the last, doesn't matter how long, but in memory, the Sultan has been aging and trying to decide who amongst his 4 children would succeed him. So I hope that puts some context in all of this. I was going to do a combat after the break, but y'all dug into some shit. So there you go.
Sorry.
Relay that.
I'm sorry, Clever Stitch. I know he wanted to shoot his bow at something.
I don't give a fuck. It's fine. It'll get shot eventually.
Yes, it
I
will.
can just start shooting people. I don't know.
That's you want combat? He'll give you combat.
Do what I do. Start PvPing party members, man. Let's go.
Listen, Cody, you think that you are in control of when we do combats? Nay, nay. You just wait.
I know better. I do.
Yeah, I'll relay all of that. Just so you're aware of what you might lose. But you're more than just your magic if you do lose it.
Thank you. If that's what it takes. This voice has lifted my head for way too long. And I've done things I regret because of it. I'll find a way to keep going.
We'll be with you.
Thank you. So then, we're taking a tour or what?
Can't think of anything better than liberating people and possibly destroying an entire city.
It was on my to-do list.
That part of the tour.
Yes, here's the future liberation front that we're going to be starting. We'll just start picking real estate for our warehouse, our holdings, our safe houses. Just everyone keep an eye out for when we begin to start the underground airship.
We need to start drawing up contract for us to purchase buildings.
Yes, possibly.
All right. Well, let's go find Not Jealous
Thank you.
so that we can get on with this tour.
Could we just call him the maitre d'?
Sure. That works.
Chappie the chaperone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna love that.
I bet you'll love it even more than Jealous.
You're welcome. Kenzie has some feeling. Kenzie, is something you'd like to share with the class?
What a great
There, yeah,
feeling
perfect.
That was
to have
perfect,
frozen
yeah.
on.
There we
What
go.
a moment to freeze.
All right, welcome back.
I do want to try something really quickly.
Okay.
Does Talon have pockets in his robes?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have pockets? I want to
We froze again.
try sleight of handing something into one of his pockets. Yeah,
Sure.
it's been happening all night.
Okay.
I want to try, slipping a note into his pocket.
Okay. Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
You're a fucking asshole. Oh my god. I have a +10 to sleight of hand, but that doesn't really matter when you roll a 3. So, 13.
I mean, Talon, you notice that she's trying to slip something in your pocket.
separate from the telepathic
group
bond,
chat.
I do just my one-on-one mind link. Just kind of look over at her. Just, what's that?
Sorry, I guess I'm still hungover from last night. Not my best work. She'll just put it in. When you get a chance, you may want to give it a look. It's Sarad's notes on you.
I feel as though this is going to hurt my feelings. Do I want to read them?
She liked you a lot more than she let on. You got a lot of good stuff in you, kid. Just wanted to remind you.
That she thought highly of me. I suppose I should wait till after I read the note. But thank you.
Yeah. Finger guns and walks away.
Kenzie has the best exit ever.
Smooth.
Fuck off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys don't know. We used to all finger guns out. That used to be it.
True.
Because
Channel wide exit.
Yep. That's how we said goodbye. With that, we are going to bring our adventure to a close for this evening. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you for a great game. There is plenty of shooting and stuff to come. Clearly, you guys are about to attempt to be abducted, dwarf napped, as it were. Thank you so much, Tristan. So we are going to say good night. We will be back. Tomorrow night, we're going to do some Gloomhaven. We've got more shows happening later. Yeah, we got more shows happening later in the week. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, players, for having a wonderful game.
My raid note?
Yes, I did. Working on it now. Can you now I don't think I know how to spell that.
BLAWN.
Okay.
DOSAURS. Rex.
SAURS. Rex. There's the. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Yeah, for some, my brain broke. I was like, a Saurus? Is that US? AS? Latest? Don't know. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We are going to see you guys next time. But until then, be cool.